Hi everybody, it's Kate at the Library of Whispers, and today I am going to do something a little different. This is a collaboration with Dr. Emma Gray at the ASMR Psychologist. If you haven't heard of her before, then please go and check her channel out. It's really, really good. And I'll put a link down below in this video. So Emma approached me and asked me if I would be interested in taking part in her survey on ASMR, which of course I'm very, very happy to do, because any more research into ASMR and its effects and why some of the population gets tingles and ASMR helps with relaxation, etc., I think is really important. So Emma has given me 12 questions which appear in her survey, and again, if you would like to get involved, and I would encourage you all to get involved if you have the time, I will put the link to the survey down below. So the way that I'm going to answer the questions is probably the most relaxing thing for me, which is not to speak to you directly on camera, because that's not the most relaxing thing for me to do, as you may have noticed on my channel. So what I will do is, once I've given you this little introduction, I will go away and I will do some colouring, and I will answer Emma's questions. And also I will be having some coffee, and this is a gingerbread latte, probably the second or third from the lovely subscriber gift that I had. So I shall see you in a minute. So I've brought my coffee upstairs into the little area where I normally do my videos, and I've decided that I'm going to colour in a page from my Tolkien's World colouring book, which I've been really excited to start. So let's have a little bit of coffee first. Let's find a nice page to colour in. Something easy, I think, for me, that I can't make a mess of. Let's see. Ooh, ferocious. Oh, that's really nice. Okay. Well, this is from the Silmarillion. Alqualond. Or we could also do Gandalf as well. And I'll take some pencils. So I use Gandalf the Grey in The Hobbit. So I reckon a grey, we could have a brown for his staff. That'll be a start. Okay. So, first question. What gives you the strongest ASMR? 1. Whispering. 2. Soft-spoken. 3. No talking, sounds only. Well, I would say that I prefer whispering videos, although I really do like soft-spoken too. But I would say that whispering is probably my favourite at the moment. Although sometimes I find that I listen to one whispering video and then find another voice which is quite close to a whisper, a soft-spoken voice which is close to a whisper. And and that can be just as soothing as a whisper, if that makes any sense. Question 2. Which type of ASMR videos do you prefer? 1. Tutorials. 2. Personal care and attention. 3. Reading, soft-spoken or whispered. 4. Methodical work. Example, food prep, towel folding. 5. Sound only. Example, tapping, scratching, eating sounds. Well, I would say that I started watching reading videos first. They were the things that I got into first, and obviously the majority of videos on my channel are reading videos because that's what I liked to listen to myself. However, as you can see by what I'm doing at the moment, I also like the methodical work. I do like the towel folding videos, colouring videos, that kind of thing. So, just to be really confusing, I'm guessing that I have 2 choices, which would be reading and methodical work, like this. Question 3. Do you prefer listening to a 1. Male, 2. Female, 3. No preference? I think I would definitely prefer to listen to a female voice. I've tried to listen to male voices before, but they don't give me the same kind of soothing feeling that a female voice does. I don't know whether that's anything to do with some kind of motherly approach, nurturing. The female voice maybe is more nurturing for me in particular, possibly. Question 4. Do you watch ASMR videos to help with any of the following? 1. Sleep problems. 2. Stress or anxiety. 3. Sadness, depression or loneliness. 4. Physical pain, for example headaches and back pain. 5. Low energy, motivation or concentration. Again, I would say that I probably have 2 answers for this, in that originally I came across ASMR because I realised that I like to listen to a nice voice reading or something like that, and it kind of helped with stress and anxiety initially, and then I've had bouts of insomnia in the past, as I'm sure lots and lots of people have, and so I discovered that ASMR also helped with sleep issues, in that it would relax me sufficiently to then be able to go to sleep. It helped me nod off. So I would say probably two options there: stress and anxiety and sleep problems. Can I have some coffee before we carry on with question 5? Okay, question 5. When do you remember first experiencing ASMR? 1. Under 5 years old. 2. 6 to 11 years old. 3. 12 to 18 years old. 4. 18 to 25 years old. Or 5. Over 26 years old. I think I remember experiencing what we now know as ASMR as young as under 5 years old. Even though I didn't know that's what it was, I would certainly say that I've had this kind of effect for as long as I can remember, and since I can remember back to before I was 5, I have quite vivid memories of being at nursery school, for example, when I was really little. And so I would say, yeah, it would be under 5 years old. On to question 6. When did you first experience ASMR? I would say that I first experienced ASMR when I was listening to somebody reading to me, whether that would be my mother or more likely my grandmother, who was the person who looked after me most when I was a child. And as I said in the last question, I would have been under 5 years old. The first time I realised that a soft-spoken voice or a whisper could relax me. But then I remember being at school in a more specific kind of environment. I've mentioned this before actually in another video, and I remember we used to have story time at infant school, so I must have been 5 or 6, I think. And the story time was usually about 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so by that time I was always pretty tired anyway as a small child. And the other children, there was about 15 of us I suppose, would go into quite a small room, and I remember that we would sit cross-legged on the floor. It was a wooden floor, shiny wooden floor, and the teacher would sit on a chair in front of us, and she would read us a story, whether that would be a fairy story or one of Aesop's fables or something like that. I remember Aesop's fables. And her voice was so soft and slow and rhythmic, and the story was so intoxicating that I would just sort of feel completely relaxed and almost like jelly. And I'm pretty sure at that age I may have nodded off while I was sitting there. I seemed to think that that was a possibility. So I used to really, really enjoy story time in the afternoons. So I'd say that was probably my earliest distinct memory of a moment when I would get what we now call an ASMR effect. Let's have a bit more coffee. Question 7. I have only ever experienced ASMR through watching ASMR videos on YouTube. 1. Yes. 2. No. So the answer to this one, of course, would be no, because I've obviously experienced ASMR in real life, shall we say. It wasn't an ASMR video, and actually I still get an ASMR effect without having to watch a video. It can just be something which is quite surprising actually. It can be somebody that I'm speaking to in person who is just chatting and they just have that kind of voice that just makes you melt into the floor. It can be a little bit embarrassing because if they're trying to tell you something important and all you can hear is the lulling sound of their voice, then I find often I lose my concentration and I have no idea what they're trying to say to me. Question 8. Which of the following best describes the way that you watch ASMR videos? 1. I have 2 or 3 artists that I watch regularly. 2. I watch a particular type of video. The artist is less important. 3. I watch the ASMR videos that YouTube suggests to me. 4. There is no pattern to how I watch ASMR videos. Well, I would say my answer to that would be the first one. I'm not the kind of person who likes all sorts of different ASMR videos. I tend to stick to three channels that I particularly like, and they usually sort of have similar voices, I guess, and do similar kinds of ASMR. Definitely a focus on reading and certain kinds of sounds, and they're all female as well, interestingly. Question 9. How often do you watch ASMR videos? 1. More than once a day. 2. Once a day. 3. 3 to 5 times a week. 4. 1 to 3 times a week. And 5. Less than once a week. Well, I used to watch ASMR videos when I first found them. Every day. I would watch, particularly when I went to bed at night and I'm lying in bed listening to a video. And then when I started getting into making my own videos, I didn't have as much time, or with working as well, so I would say that kind of changed a little bit, but I'd still watch, I would say 1 to 3 a week now. Usually the same channels, although sometimes I try to divert a little bit and try somebody else's channel out just to see if I like it, but I usually end up going back to the same channel again and again. I don't know why. 10. Do you prefer to watch ASMRtists who are 1. A similar age to you, 2. Older than you, 3. Younger than you, or 4. There is no particular pattern in terms of age? I would say that there is no particular age of ASMRtist that I'm attracted to, interested in. The 3 that I watch regularly are all different ages. In fact, actually they span the age range. One is an older lady, older than me. One is a lady a little bit younger than me, I reckon. Maybe quite a bit younger than me, I'm not sure. And one lady is a lot younger than me. So no, I don't find that age is a distraction for me. It's more to do with the person's personality, I guess, and their voice and the kinds of videos they make. Question 11. What are you looking for when you watch ASMR videos? 1. Comfort. 2. Connection. 3. Distraction from something I don't want to think or feel. 4. Entertainment. 5. Other. Responses included different ways of restating the options. Example: relaxation, calmness, to disconnect from the world, tingles. This is an interesting question because again it's difficult to answer definitively, and I would say comfort, definitely, but I would also say connection. I think that's an important one. I think you have to, well, personally, I think you have to feel as though you're connected or you're making some kind of connection with the person in the video. And for me, that's quite important. I suppose I like a particular kind of personality. I don't like it if I feel as though the person is forcing the ASMR. I like it to feel more unintentional than obvious, because I think that's how I naturally experience it in real life. So I'm not a big fan of role play unless it's really has a feeling of being unintentional, if that makes sense. I don't like lots of obvious tapping, noises, fluttering finger things and that kind of thing. Just, I find that actually a distraction in a strange way. It sort of feels a little bit fake and obvious. Obviously I know lots of people really enjoy that kind of thing, so I'm not saying that it's wrong. It just doesn't really work for me, that's all. Which is why I guess my own videos are perhaps a bit different in that I try to be a little bit more natural. Question 12. Do you find yourself wanting to know more about the personal lives of your favourite ASMRtists? 1. Yes. 2. No. 3. Sometimes. So this sort of links in with what I was just saying in question 11, really. I suppose I am interested in the lives of the people that I watch. I don't mean in a kind of weird way, but I am interested in them as people, I think. I'm interested in knowing more about them. It's kind of nice to know that they also experience ASMR. I think for me that's quite important because it makes me feel a connection with them. Like we all know what we're experiencing, that it isn't something made up or fake, or that it is a real thing for us. And I think you can tell the ASMRtists who actually do experience ASMR themselves. I think majority of people do. I get that impression. Yeah, I think it's normal to want to feel as though you have some kind of connection with the person that is making the video. I think that's why maybe for me I only have maybe 2 or 3 channels that I use regularly. Maybe that's why, I don't know. So those are the 12 questions from Emma's survey, and Gandalf is looking pretty snazzy in his sort of greyish brownish cloak. I think I'm definitely going to finish this page. And all the time I was doing so much chatting I didn't really have any coffee, so I'm going to have a little bit now. So I'm just going to thank Dr. Emma Gray, the ASMR psychologist, for asking me to partake in this little survey of hers. And as I said at the beginning, I will put links to Emma's channel in the description of the video, and I will also put a link to the survey itself. If you would like to take part, then that would be lovely, because the more we know about ASMR, it would be fabulous. So, I shall say, this has been Kate at the Library of Whispers, and I shall see you very, very soon. Bye bye for now. Bye bye.